Tonight on Global TV News Prime, federal government urges Nigerian armed forces to defeat terrorism. In business, National Bureau of Statistics says inflation easing. On foreign scene, my chancellor calls Istanbul talks positive signal. And in sports tonight, Guardiola says FA Cup success important for Man City. Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world. This is News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwegbe, reminding our viewers that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app and iOS devices to keep track of our 247 broadcasts. Tonight, we begin by telling you the federal government has charged the Nigerian armed forces to intensify efforts to defeat terrorism in the country. President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashif Shettima, said these are the induction of 2 new Augusta 109 Tracker helicopters into the Nigeria Air Force Order of Battle at the Presidential Air Fleet's apron in Abuja. Security correspondent Kikalomo Okere has details.
Speaking at the event, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, reiterated that security remains a top priority of his administration and assured the military of continued support in line with the 8 priorities areas of the Renewed Hope agenda. Highlighting the strategic importance of the helicopter induction, the President pledged that his administration will remain steadfast in modernizing the armed forces and investing in cutting-edge defense technologies to confront both conventional and asymmetric threats.
Let me use this opportunity to assure you all that my administration will continue to support the Nigerian Air Force and indeed other security agencies by giving due attention and priority to fleet modernization as well as training and welfare of our men and women in uniform.
Earlier, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, described the induction as a major milestone in the service drive to modernize its fleet and enhance operational effectiveness across all theaters. He underscores the aircraft's role in supporting joint operations, air reconnaissance, close air support, and humanitarian missions.
It is designed to operate in challenging environments, providing critical support to both military and civil operations, including disaster relief and humanitarian missions. By inducting this platform into the Nigerian Air Force, the service is further strengthening its multi-domain operational capability, making us more responsive and efficient in the protection of Nigeria's territorial integrity.
The high point of the event was the induction of the Augusta 109 Tracker helicopter into the Nigerian Air Force Order of Battle.
Is brand new aircraft. It's made up of a fully articulated rotor system, enhanced engine system, and
with increasing threat from insurgency, the induction of newly acquired Augusta 109 Trackers helicopter into the Nigerian Air Force as the presidential fleet we enhance Nigerian Air Force mobility, surveillance and tactical support operations, as well as improve the rapid response capability. From Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport in Abuja, Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Well, thank you so very much for your reporting tonight, Kikelomo Okere. President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja for Rome, the capital of Italy, on Saturday on the invitation of Pope Leo XIV. Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said the president will attend a solemn mass marking the beginning of the pontificate of His Holiness Pope Leo XIV, the 267th Bishop of Rome and the new leader of the Roman Catholic Church, accompanied by top Catholic leaders. Let's turn to Nigeria Southeast now, where Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma says security is a collective responsibility and has called on citizens to actively support security agencies in combating crime. The governor made this known while addressing stakeholders from the 27 local government areas of the state at the Ezemo Palace in Owerri, the state capital. Imo State correspondent Marachi Gibe now reports.
At a critical stakeholders meeting held at the Ezimo Palace in Owerri, the state capital, Governor Hope Uzodinma reinforced the message that security cannot be left solely in the hands of the government. The governor emphasized the importance of grassroots vigilance, noting that Imo communities are structured in a way that makes it difficult for criminal elements to operate unnoticed unless aided by insiders.
I would like to beg the President General, if you have any issue, any challenge, go to the Ministry of Local Government and Citizenship Affairs through your local government chairman. The councillor should work with the town union. The councillor should work with the town union.
Governor Uzodinma also used the opportunity to highlight key achievements of his administration, particularly infrastructure and health. He cited the ongoing road revolution with the Owerri-Mbise-Obu-Umuahia Road, added to the growing network of completed projects.
In Imo State, we have now embarked on health sector reform. We will make available a world-class health center, minimum one in each INEC ward. It's not to build a health center and abandon it. There will be quarters for those working here to live there.
Governor Uzodinma reaffirmed his administration's commitment to development across all sectors and expressed satisfaction with the state's progress made possible through the support of the people. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Imo State correspondent Amarachi Ibe, we appreciate your reporting. The House of Representatives has been divided over a bill seeking to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make voting compulsory for all Nigerians of voting age in national and state elections. The bill, which passed second reading during the plenary session presided over by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, was jointly sponsored by the Speaker and Daniel Asama, a lawmaker from Plateau State. In commemoration of the International Day of the Boy Child 2025, boys from diverse secondary schools in Nigeria converged in Abuja to create awareness on mental health well-being. The celebration, which has its theme as Boys' Mental Health and Well-being, is initiated by Great Achievers Initiative for Youth and Community Development, not only to celebrate the boy child, but for him to be heard. Correspondent Sharon J. was there for Global Television.
The president of the Great Achievers Initiative for Youth and Community Development, Dr. Hilary Apua, says the NGO is concerned regarding the neglect of the boy child to express themselves in all areas of life. Dr. Apua, however, observed that there is need for trained women to be with trained boys so that the society can excel.
If we start correcting the boy child, our society will become very good, because untrained boy is going to meet trained lady or woman tomorrow, and they're not going to make a good family. That is when you now start having the power tussle because of the training the ladies have gotten already. But what stops us from taking that upon ourselves in our families, in our communities, to start talking about the boy child? Not just when your children is playing, you tell the ladies to go in and cook, and they are going to marry tomorrow, and tell the boys to continue playing. Tomorrow, they're going to be someone's husband. And those persons that you say that they should go and they should behave like women, they're going to enter untrained boy.
The chairman of EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, represented by head of Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit, Aisha Mohammed, urged boys to explore positive ways to financial freedom and make informed decisions that foster a brighter future.
And it is at the heart of the 2025 International Day of the Boy Child celebration. All over the world, the issues of mental health is gaining attention of development, experts, psychologists, criminologists, and law enforcement agencies. The mind is either a gold field or a furnace. Gold field if it is healthy, and furnace if it is unhealthy. Therefore, the topic of this year's celebration, the impact of cybercrime on the mental health and the future of young boys is quite apt.
Oni of Ife's wife, Olori Temitope Enita Oguwosi, emphasized the critical role parents play in empowering the boy child to express themselves. She urged parents to prioritize their sons' emotional and psychological well-being, providing them with the support and opportunities needed to develop their voice and confidently articulate their thoughts and feelings.
Let us give them moments to be expressive. What they want to take back home. Yes, I'm sure they've learned a lot from all the words, the messages, the speeches here, yes. But they have burdens in their hearts. They have things that they just want to speak up. Like the lady said, the poet, she said something. Who is going to be the voice for our boys? As a mentor, as a parent, as a guardian, are you a voice for your boy or for your boys?
The highlight of the event was the unveiling of the One Boy, One Skill project and the presentation of the awards to the essay winners. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
Well, thank you so very much, Sharon. The Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, has urged the President, Bola Tinubu-led administration to demonstrate tangible action towards tackling the country's socio-economic and political challenges rather than dishing out mere promises. The Fellowship's National Secretary, Bishop David Bakare, who spoke with journalists at the end of the retreat in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State capital, emphasized the importance of divine intervention while also underscoring the role of leadership and governance. Bakare urged the president to show greater commitment to the implementation of his administration's policies beyond the rhetoric. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar says ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo swiftly ended Boko Haram's activities when the group first emerged during their administration. Speaking in Abuja during a visit by stakeholders from Kogi East Senatorial District led by former Kogi State Deputy Governor Simon Achuba, the former vice president attributed the early success against the insurgents to strong political will. Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia has expressed his administration's unwavering support for security agencies in their mission to maintain peace and order across the state. The governor, represented by his deputy, gave the assurance while receiving the zonal commander of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Zone 8 Makadi Assistant Commandant General Solomon T. Iyamo, at the government house in the state capital. A correspondent on the ground, Felicity Indere, now reports.
Assistant Commandant General Solomon Iyano stated that the visit was to formally introduce the Zone 8 Command to the state government and to strengthen cooperation in safeguarding lives and property.
We are here, my command is here, and I believe the command has been synergizing with the state and other security agency and other stakeholders. And we are here also, sir, to also seek such collaboration with the states where we can come in every area we can come in, rendering our services, even though the state command has been doing very, very well.
Receiving the delegation on behalf of the governor, Deputy Governor Sam Odi commended the Civil Defense Corps for its role in protecting critical infrastructure and regulating mining operations across the state.
I convey to you the assurances of the governor, the government, and the people of Benue State that we shall cooperate with you and all the members of your corps towards the greater objective to keep our territory very safe, away from organized crime and all the asymmetric warfare that we are witnessing lately, not only in Benue State but in other states of the Federation.
He urged the Corps to remain steadfast in carrying out its mandate of ensuring the safety and security of residents across the state. In Makudi, Felicity Ndere reporting for Global TV News.
Away from Felicity's report tonight, the bill seeking to establish the National Agency for Malaria Eradication has passed second reading in the Nigerian Senate during the plenary session. The sponsor of the bill, Senator Ned Nwoko, emphasized that malaria is a national emergency affecting maternal health, economic productivity, and overall national development, underscoring the urgency of creating the initiative to coordinate malaria eradication efforts. Correspondent Godwin Sunday has more.
Senator Ned Nwoko says the establishment of National Agency for Malaria Eradication is expected to enhance coordination, resource mobilization and implementation of malaria interventions to reduce the disease prevalence and mortality rate in Nigeria.
Malaria is not merely a public health issue. It is a structural crisis that impairs maternal health, drains economic productivity, and impedes national development. It accounts for approximately 11% of maternal mortality in Nigeria, contributing to severe anemia, miscarriages, stillbirths, infant deaths, tragic outcomes that disproportionately affect our most vulnerable citizens.
Several senators expressed strong support for the bill, highlighting the heavy malaria burden on Nigerians' population.
Malaria impact on infant mortality shows the impact on families and the impact it has where the young are most vulnerable. This bill will focus our attention on eradicating malaria, or at least in the first instance, reducing the impact in terms of death and in terms of sickness amongst the Nigerian people.
The time has come for us to look critically at this problem and to proffer solutions that will address the problem. Why I say so is because the lives of Nigerians and the devastating effect of malaria is beyond comprehension.
The Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barau Jubril, backed the bill, calling for a comprehensive and strategic approach to tackle malaria nationwide.
To establish National Agency for Malaria Eradication and for related matters, 2025 second reading taken. The bill is referred to the Committee on Health to report back within 4 weeks.
A public hearing on the bill is anticipated by June 2025, with calls for support from government agencies, health organizations, and research institutions to ensure its passage and effective implementation. Godwin Sunday, reporting for Global Television News.
You're watching Global Television, and this is the live broadcast of News Prime with Uyi Agmofwegbe. When the rest of the news returns tonight, President Trump says he wants to meet Putin as soon as he can. Those details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The House of Representatives has urged the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Nigeria Customs Service to provide a detailed explanation of the methodology and criteria used in determining the 2% import surcharge remittance. They further called for the publication of a transparent framework for calculating and implementing the surcharge in line with the provisions of the Raw Materials Research and Development Council Act 2022. Let's turn to other stories for you. A bill seeking to stop all government agencies from buying foreign-made cars has passed second reading on the floor of the Senate. The bill, which was presented by Senator Patrick Wambueze, was referred to the Senate Committee on Public Procurement to report back in 4 weeks. Elsewhere, the National Bureau of Statistics has released its Summer Price Index report for April 2025, revealing a slight easing in Nigeria's inflation rates compared to various previous months and the same period last year. The headline inflation rate moderated to 23.71% year-on-year, marking a decline from 24.23% recorded in March of 2025 and a sharp reduction from 33.69% in April of last year. On the foreign scene, the ECOWAS Court of Justice has ordered the government of Ghana to pay $75,000 in damages to 30 members of the Homeland Study Group Foundation over their prolonged and unlawful detention. The judgment delivered in Abuja declared that the Ghanaian authorities violated the applicants' fundamental human rights by detaining them for extended periods, some for over a year, without trial or due process. And here is more from the global scene tonight. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has called the direct talks in Turkey between Russia and Ukraine a very small positive signal in the conflict. This week, Merz urged the West not to be divided on Ukraine and vowed to provide the financial means needed to build Germany's conventional army up into Europe's strongest.
And our efforts have shown a very, very small diplomatic success. The fact that they are meeting today, first time for 3.5 years, is a very small but first positive signal. We have to do more on that, on diplomatic efforts, but we have to be very clear on our military support for this country as well.
In his first major speech to Parliament since taking office that laid out his government's priorities, Merz said a dictated peace for Ukraine or a submission to the status quo achieved by Russian military forces is unacceptable. Elsewhere, speaking to troops at Al Udeid, the biggest U.S. military base in the Middle East, United States President Donald Trump says Europe would have been speaking German if it was not for his country's role in World War II.
Everybody was celebrating but us. And we're the ones that won the war. We won the war. And they helped. But without us, they don't win the war. We're all speaking German. You know that, right? Without us, they're speaking German, maybe a little Japanese too.
President Trump has concluded his Gulf tour in Abu Dhabi after overseeing the signing of another raft of multi-billion-dollar deals, while also securing a $1.4 trillion investment pledge from the United Arab Emirates. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News. Let's turn to sports now for some excitement. Flying Eagles head coach Aliyu Zubairu has taken full responsibility for his team's defeat to the Amajita of South Africa, even as he promised a massive squad overall for the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Zubairu's side lost 1-0 to the Amajita of South Africa in their semi-final contest at the ongoing 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations on Thursday. And beyond Africa, Pep Guardiola says winning the FA Cup will still be significant for Manchester City, even if victory in Saturday's final will not mask a disappointing season by their own high standards. City were deposed as Premier League champions by Liverpool for the first time in 5 years and are facing a first trophyless season since Guardiola's debut campaign in 2016-2017 if they do not beat Crystal Palace in this weekend's showpiece match at Wembley. Tonight, we end Global TV News Prime by taking a look at some of our big stories for you. The federal government has charged the Nigerian armed forces to intensify efforts to defeat terrorism in the country. In business, the National Bureau of Statistics has released its Consumer Price Index report for April 2025, revealing a slight easing in Nigeria's inflation rates compared to previous months and the same period last year. On the foreign scene, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has called the direct talks in Turkey between Russia and Ukraine a very small positive signal in the conflict. And finally, in sports tonight, we told you Pep Guardiola says winning the FA Cup will still be significant for Manchester City, even if victory in Saturday's final will not mask a disappointing season by their own high standards. And that's a wrap on Global TV News Prime tonight. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276. We urge you to kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG as well as other handles as you now see on your screen. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices from across their respective stores so you can keep track of our 247 broadcast. I'm Uye Agmofwegbe on behalf of my entire team who has made this news broadcast possible tonight. We say thank you and good night.